Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Strong Hungary, or at least courageous, if not strong. But I think in order to be courageous, I think you have to feel strong. Otherwise, it's just a irrational sense of courage. I mean, you're bluffing. So what's going on over here? In June, I think, is going to be that little so-called peace. I don't even know how to call it. Peace conference hosted by Switzerland, which is not a neutral country, has not been for some time anyway. Regarding Zelensky's 10 points peace plan, the Russians see that as an ultimatum and say, beat it, we're not going to even participate in this kind of framing the peace process. They rather have the Chinese peace process offer, peace plan. And then we have Hungary, and Hungary vetoes Ukraine resolution. So let's see what that means, and let's see how the Russians see this peace process, peace plan, supposedly issued by Zelensky. If you think that's fine, if you read it, the 10 points, which I did, if you think that's fine, I would like you to consider yourself being at the receiving end and see how much you think that is doable or realistic. That's an ultimatum. Pants off, bend over, whatever I want, how long I want, wherever I want, and so on. So that's what it is. So let me show you. Russia Today, 17th of May 2024. European Union state vetoes Ukraine resolution. And who's here? Peter Giarto. Now this is a diplomat, the foreign minister of Hungary. Hungary has blocked a document that supported Zelensky's peace plan, quote unquote, while ignoring other proposals, its foreign minister has said. Hungary has vetoed a Council of Europe resolution on Ukraine because it recognized only one peace plan, the so-called, and I'm quoting, peace formula, end quote, proposed by Zelensky. Foreign Minister Peter Giarto said on Friday. I think that's fair to say, wait a minute, why did you pick only one formula? There's a few others over there. Did you consider that the other options or no? No, they didn't. Why? Because that's the way they think they will deal with the Russians. These guys are imbeciles. Isn't that already proven that the Russians go to war for Ukraine? Do you understand that? You come with this peace formula like you think, well, Russia, you're going to accept this. Like losing? Why would Russia agree with your ultimatum? Is Russia losing? I don't think so, whatsoever. Is it winning? Well, it seems like it's keeping these guys draining their economies, at least. We are doing worse than the Russian economy is doing, or Chinese economy is doing. So that should give you a little, but our banks, they're not our banks are doing great. Our arms manufacturing companies are doing fantastic. Our energy sector is doing fantastic. How do we do? I tell you what do we do. That's what we do. Exactly that one. We get every day. Zelensky's roadmap to resolve the crisis, which he has been promoting since 2022, calls for a complete withdrawal of Russian forces from all territories considers its own, for Moscow to pay reparations, and for a war crimes tribunal. Now, unless you're an idiot, you wouldn't agree with at least the last one. Why would you want foreigners to judge you? Like, remember the Serbs gave Milosevic to The Hague, round him up and send him over there. Why do you do that? When are you going to be able to judge an American general or a president or a vice president or a Pentagon or something? Then you do that. Until then, why do you even need to go into The Hague, which is an international criminal tribunal? It's not the United Nations crime tribunal. No, not that one. No. It's an international, like a club. Like you have a club. You have a golf club here, you have another golf club here, and they're members. It's not like the country's structure. So again, who would want to do that? Do you think Putin is going to make the mistake of those guys, those German criminals after the Second World War, just coming out and say, hey, we're going to come out. Remember, Goering and others, they showed up. They showed up to the Americans to be judged at a Nuremberg trial, the Nuremberg trials. They were not captured. We are here. Some of them were, some of them were not. Why? I tell you why. Those criminals, in their idiotic criminal minds, they thought that these guys really are what they say they are. And he was right. They inflicted a Levantine kind of justice on the Romans, on not employed the Roman justice system, they employed the Levantine justice system, which is, you know, what I'm talking about. Let's move on. Zelensky's roadmap to resolve the crisis, which has been promoting realistic. Today, and I'm quoting, the Council wanted to adopt a resolution recognizing only President Zelensky's peace plan as a peace formula that should be considered and supported. This is unacceptable for us. Now, Giarto wrote, why is only Hungary, who's really being reasonable or uses his brain and so on, why is it not Romania is saying the same thing? Wait, I mean, are you dumbasses or something? I mean, why would we consider only this one and not we look in all of them and maybe we consider all of them? Why aren't the Romanians coming out and joining their Hungarian brothers? Because Romania is owned like everybody else in the European Union that keeps his mouth shut and bows its head. Hungary doesn't. You can say, well, that's Putin's shit. Now let's see, they are on Russia's side. Is it reasonable? Is it logical that you will buy only from that specific, I'm going to go shopping for a car, but I'm going to go only to that particular Ford dealership. I'm not going to go to the Chevrolet dealership. No, I'm not going to go to, I don't know, Mercedes. I'm not going to go to anything else. But with that particular, not with all Fords, just particular. Isn't that limiting your really, you're going to lose someone? Is it logical? When you go to buy a product, are you looking in multiple locations or just say, I go over there because I like the owner or something? You can do that. But after a while, if that's more expensive and the quality is poorer, you might like the owner, but you don't like the product. You don't go over there for the owner, do you? And still, I think she will be okay if you... Anyway, so let's go. She's going to be okay anyway. So, yeah, why is only Hungary doing this? And everybody else is dumbass, is baboons. Why? That tells you who's got Europe by the balls. Now, let's move on. So, instead of an imaginary nuclear war, we all need real peace talks, end quote, which are only possible with both sides in the conflict sitting at the table, Giarto said. Next month, as I said, June, Switzerland is expected to host a summit of Zelensky's proposed roadmap for ending the conflict. That's nothing. With Russia. Switzerland has set out invitation to over 160 countries, including members of G7, G20, BRICS, and EU. Russia, however, has not been invited for the talks. Are you crazy? So you can have a trial without the accused being able to defend himself or herself. Let's be inclusive. Right? So let's go. It says here, I asked to include the other peace plans in the Council of Europe resolution. This was rejected by a majority. That's why I vetoed it, so that wouldn't be a council resolution. The genuine desire to destabilize the situation in the region, Putin and Beijing showed. Well, what do you think? That's one. And the other one? Ukrainska Pravda, Putin on potential negotiations. Russia must figure out who it can trust. Remember? Must figure out who it can trust, and then we're going to go to explain what that is. And I think it's very, very, very easy to explain. Russia got in some treaties. I'm going to mention at least two, which are the Minsk agreements, and entering those with 2 and at one point 3 guarantors. That those treaties, those resolutions, those memorandums, whatever you want to call them, they will be respected by Ukraine. And those guys, the signatories, were what? Friends And the other ones were what? The Germans. Those guys, screw them, because remember Angela Merkel and Hollande and Poroshenko, the Ukrainian at that time, the Ukrainian president at that time, they said, well, we didn't mean to do it. So that means in your face, they said, we just lied to you. So from the get-go, those three are out. Germany, France, Ukraine. Oh yeah, Great Britain? Well, if you tell us where were you when the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines explosions occurred, we might take that into consideration. Again, and you're supporting these guys with hundreds of billions of dollars against us. So again, are you my friends? No. And then remember, the other guys told, we're going to destroy your pipeline. So do we trust you? Yeah, you can say, because they were consistent with, oh, no, we don't know actually, right? We don't know if they did it or not. Okay, so who else in Europe? Great Britain, Boris Johnson, the cuckoo guy, showed up in Kiev in March and told Zelensky, stay put. Oh, Czech Republic? No. It's going to be what? Russia is going to get what? China? Clearly China is with Russia. In a defensive posture, I would say self-defense. So let's see. That I think would clear this must figure out who it can trust. If you look historically, they should probably trust not too many countries. And the last article that I have here is how Russia sees this peace plan, or peace process, peace whatever, peace. Russia won't accept any ultimatums on Ukraine, Putin says. So Russia wants to understand whom it can trust before engaging with partners. Oh, fucking partners. When I hear partners, man, those guys are not partners, man. Those guys want to pull a Gaddafi on you, and you call them partners. On the Ukrainian conflict, President Vladimir Putin said during a trip to China on Friday, and I'm quoting, we must understand with whom and how we can engage, and whom and to what degree we can trust. We are, of course, analyzing everything that is going on, he said. We believe that China is sincere about its efforts to solve this problem. It has suggested different options and has been very flexible about it, Putin says. I mean, it's clear, right? And I'm quoting Putin again. It is clear what this event is all about, the one in Switzerland, right? Bringing together as many countries as possible to claim that they have everything agreed on, and then giving Russia an ultimatum. Putin said, he said he would not have it. Of course he would not have it. Why would he? He's not Albania or Romania or this kind of countries, right? Why they? Because they are, yes, sir. If you don't respect yourself, don't expect other people to respect you. So self-respect, my friends, and be independent, free, sovereign, as you say you are. So what's going on over here? Hungary shows again it has balls. Russia will not accept that, I don't know what these guys are going to do over there, a Moulin Rouge meeting or something in Switzerland. And he says, we're not going to get this as an ultimatum, we are too strong. And the reality in the territory shows that, as far as we can tell, we're not losing. Remember when it was Trump and Jeb Bush in primaries? The first time when he got elected, and Bush was saying, yeah, you can't make yourself, you can't warm yourself. No, he didn't say warm. He was, you can't pull yourself, whatever, in by using threats and this, and you're gonna lose, and something like this. And then Trump turns around this way and said, so far I'm at, I don't know how many percentages he got. You're at 1, so far I'm winning and you're losing. The same. So far, these Russians are not losing, let's put it this way. Are the Ukrainians losing? Well, it seems like they are bombarded every day and these guys are advancing. So as of now, and they lack manpower. So those are not winning attributes, or however you want to call them. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.